Welcome back to Memories of the Game. I'm your host, Brandon Steiner, and today, batting cleanup is number 25, Jason Giambi. He's a leader in the clubhouse and a man feared at the plate. Most pitchers would rather walk him or hit him rather than pitch to him, and it's clear to see why. He is the epitome of a home run hitter. Growing up in a baseball family, both your brother and you playing baseball, what was that like? And was your brother maybe a little better than you when you were growing up, or how was that competition?
It was, it was pretty incredible. My dad, of course, played baseball, and he just wanted his two sons to play Little League. And, the dream happened. He had two sons in the big leagues. And if you were to ask me, I think my brother was a more talented one, no doubt about it. He just had a lot of injuries. He played, I think, 7 or 8 years in the big leagues. So it was awesome to go hit on every Sunday, to go hang out with my brother. And, for that, we have a tight family.
Superstition. You see it with your batting helmet, the mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about this gold tongue. I mean, tell me about where the superstition comes from and how deeply into it are you?
I'm pretty deep into it, but I think it's more of a routine than I would say a superstition, because that's, the one thing I really got lucky when I first came to big league, I got to play with some of the greats of the game, from Eckersley to McGuire to Ricky Henderson. And that's the one thing that I really noticed that they all had. They all had their routine. They knew exactly what they were going to do to get ready for a ball game. And it kind of stuck with me. Whether I had some fun with it, with, talking about the gold thong, or I had some fun with it growing the mustache. But the biggest thing would be to go out there and do the same thing every day and get yourself right for a ball game.
You just seem like you're having a lot of fun.
Oh, I do. I love being out there. That's all I wanted to be. When I was a kid, I didn't want to be, a cop or a fireman. I wanted to be a ball player, because my dad kind of taught us about Mickey Mantle. He taught us about the game, and that's all I ever wanted to be. And I feel like I get to live that dream every single day, and I enjoy every minute of it.
When you were growing up, who were your idols? And have you modeled your game after one particular person?
Well, I think when I was younger, of course, my dad loved Mickey Mantle. So we heard about Mickey Mantle, number 7 for our whole lives. And I think if I really had to identify with a player, it would have been probably, and I got a chance to actually have him around, Don Mattingly and Mark McGuire. I got a chance to play with Mark, and I also got a chance to have Donnie, play against Donnie my rookie year, but also have him as a hitting coach and kind of hang out with him. And those were really the guys that I kind of really liked, because I used to see Mark play at USC when we were kids. My dad would take us down there and watch him play at USC. Right. And if I were to model myself after a hitter, it'd be kind of in between. My dad, when we were younger, I liked George Brett a lot too, as well, with the Charlie Lau theory of hitting, and that's what I kind of took on. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of taken on my own, I guess, making it unique, where how I hit, because he hit more on his backside. I finished with the one-arm follow-through, but pretty much those were the theories that I learned how to hit with.
The house that Ruth built, what's your favorite Yankee moment? And is there something in the stadium you want to take and collect and hold on to?
I have an old Yankee Stadium seat. I have from the stadium before that. I have one from the White Sox. I have a couple that I've got here and there. Just being able to play in the game, you can get your hands on those type of things. I'd love to have like a seat or something that commemorates that stadium. My favorite moment, of course, when I got a chance to sign there, it's going to be one of my favorite. The Grand Slam, of course, everybody talks about. But, being a part of that one game where Aaron Boone hit the home run, I don't think you can ever, relive a moment like that. Just the game, how it went down and being a part of it. Unfortunately, we didn't win the World Series, but it was a pretty incredible game to be a part of.
How important is it for you to field these days? Because I know you've been playing a lot on the field. And how has it been a positive thing to have Girardi come in and take over as coach for you?
Yeah, he was awesome. He called me in the offseason and said, listen, I need you back at first base. I need you back out there playing. Your numbers are mind-boggling when you play first compared to when you DH. And, since I've been out at first base, it's been great. I came in great shape. It's been fun. And, he's brought that enthusiasm back to the ball club. With a lot of these young kids we have up now, I think Girardi's done a great job. He's not that far removed from the game. He knows how to handle guys, and he's been incredible.
We were recently talking to Amani Toomer, and he was mentioning about how you inspired him.
I liked Jason Giambi. Just the fact that, what he went through in terms of everybody being down on him, trying to put him down the minors, and then he comes out the rest of the season, hits like 30 home runs. Just like in your face. Like those are the type of stories in sports that I really like. The ones where they're always back against the wall. Everybody's telling them he should quit. Everybody's telling them he should quit. But then they got the belief in themselves to turn it around when nobody else probably could or believed Jason Giambi could have done what he had done. So I really liked it. I like him.
I'm honored, because Armani Toomer is an incredible football player. And, for me to have any impact on anybody else, you definitely feel honored. But I guess at that time, I was struggling with the bat, and Don Mattingly and I were working a ton, and I felt like I was going the right direction. Of course, New York can be tough, and they'd come down and they wanted me to go down to the minor leagues to try to work out my slump. But I just felt that wasn't going to be best for me or the ball club. And I always think in those terms of what's not only going to be best for me, but also the ball club. And I knew Donnie and I were doing the right work, and I felt like I was right there. I felt like I just needed to kind of have that one good game to get me over the top. And, because I'd always had a lot of confidence playing the ball game. I had a lot of great results, a lot of great seasons, so I felt like I had a lot to back that opinion upon, that I was going to come out of it. So I sat down with management after it all came out and said, listen, just give me a little bit more time, and I know it's going to start coming through. And I just started clicking after that, and the rest is kind of history.
Now, on the visiting team side of things, you seem like you have a rapport and relationship with a lot of guys around the league.
Yeah.
Is that just your personality? It just seems like you're kind of like the mayor in a lot of ways.
I try to be. Baseball has its low moments in the game where it's kind of slow, and so I enjoy being out there. Like I said, talking to all the guys and being in the game. This is my 14th year. Being in the game a long time. I've had that opportunity to meet a lot of guys. So you're at first, and guys want to talk to you. I'm more than happy to, I guess, sit and BS with guys. But also, like I said, I enjoy being there. There's no better bond that you can have with people when you're in that fire together. You're out there every day doing the same goal, and to be a part of something, like I said, that's bigger than you is awesome.
Last question. The pitcher you look forward to facing the most, the biggest challenge when you just can't wait for the game because you want to hit off that.
This is going to be probably a weird answer for most people, but my favorite guys to face, and I might not have the best numbers against, definitely, are guys like Pedro, Josh Beckett, because I feel like that's the ultimate part of the game where it's the game. I call it the game within the game, because those guys are so good. They know what they want to do on the mound, and there's me in the batter's box trying to guess what they're trying to do. And you might not necessarily have the best numbers against those guys, but that's the funnest part of the game, that challenge, that the game that I always enjoy, where it's you against him. And that's the only part of this game that you really have that chance, because when you're in the field, you're playing defense for the pitcher. The guy's hitting, and the game becomes a team game. But there's the one time in the game that it's just you against him, and that's my favorite part of the game.
I love Jason Giambi. Love him. I just only hope he's with our team here in New York for a long time. Just love him. So popular around the clubhouse, around the league. So we've come to the end of the show. And don't forget, if you want to watch the full interviews or learn about any of the items you've seen on today's show, or if you have a question, please log on to steinersports.com.